Okay, everybody, I'm back this week, and I hope everybody had a safe and happy 4th. And I'm going to be starting a couple-week series on how to do easy fruit recipes. It'll be something that is just for you. It'll be a sweet treat, or something you can bake for a few people. Be impressive. Who knows? But either way you look about it, it's going to be quick and easy and yummy. So, what are we going with this week but a fresh cherry pie in a small mug. Well, I guess you could say a regular size mug. What you're going to need is a measuring cup, because you're going to get yourself 3/4 a cup of cherries. Some cherries, whether they're sweet or dark, it doesn't really matter. I'm going to do a mixture today. This is the only part that might take you a while, because you're going to want to slice the cherries in half so you can get that pit out, because, well, let's face it, who likes getting pits in their cherry pie? And what else? The only other thing you're going to need for this is sugar and Oreo cookies, and if you so desire, some Cool Whip or some whipped cream for on top, which admittedly would be good today, but since I used up all my whipped cream making a strawberry cake the other day, I'm going to be going without whipped cream today. And like I said, this is the only part of the recipe that's going to take you any time at all, is de-pitting the cherries. This might seem like tedious work, but it's really not that bad. You just run a knife around it once, and it splits open. Throw your cherries in your measuring cup. Put your pits in another pile to throw out later. Just roll that knife around. Yeah, I figured after I throw a cherry stem across the room onto my laptop, I figured we'd end up doing a couple-week series on fruit, because it's the time of year where you can get a lot of good, fresh fruit. And my cat's staring out the window like, I don't know. Sorry, I'm making fun of my cat. But I figured we'll do something with cherries this week. And next week, maybe we'll get into something with, hey, quit eating the plant. Yeah, you. He tries to play with my peace plant all the time, and I have to yell at him. One dangly leaf on the plant, and he's got to get into it. And if you thought these shows were scripted, obviously they're not. We're just here having fun, showing you how to do something quick and easy. Anyway, I said we'll do something with fresh cherries this week. Okay, need just a little bit more. And next week, I think we'll probably do something with raspberries, because it's the time of year where our raspberry vines are doing really good. I think we're getting about to 3/4 a cup. That's why I figured we only needed a small regular size mug this week, because we're only making a small personal cherry pie. Okay, maybe a few more, because they're not exactly mashed down. I suppose you could use frozen cherries or something, but let's face it, when it's fresh fruit season, that's what we want to be using. And no cheating in using cherry pie filling, because that would just defeat the point of the whole thing. Okay, like I said, I'm using a mix of sweet cherries and regular cherries. Okay, we have 3/4 a cup of cherries, and that will go directly into your mug. You don't even need a bowl, but what you might need is a spoon. And a towel, because right now my hands are all covered in cherry juice. What you're going to get is your sugar. After you're trying to do a slightly healthier version, you can use a sugar substitute. But you get yourself 2 teaspoons of sugar, and you pour that right on into your cherries. Get your spoon and just mix that up because we want the bottom cherries to get some sugar too. And you have a nice cup of sugar-covered cherries. It'll go pretty close to the top, but once you get that mixed up and make sure you get some sugar over all the cherries, you will wipe off your mug. You've got cherry juice on my cute little time and relative dimension and space mug. Head to your microwave. Pop that on in for 2 minutes. And start cleaning up. Get all my cherry pits. And cherry stems. And what you can do while you're waiting is, this is where the Oreo comes in, or a sort of cookie that looks like an Oreo. It was a small container and it was cheaper than Oreos. But, oh, no, very good. Try not to eat them like I do. What you're going to do is you're just going to crush up that Oreo. I know it might be a little sticky with the cream, but if you don't choose to use whipped cream or anything, this is what we're going to put on top to act as our it'll be a sort of a chocolate crusted cherry pie in a mug. Again, keep that towel handy if you don't want to look like a pig by licking the cream off your fingers, which I will go off camera and wipe off my fingers, not lick them off. And we'll keep an eye because our cherries are almost done. And depending on how much Oreos it makes, how much, crushed up it is, you may use 1 or 2 Oreos. That is completely up to you. Whoops. And your cherries probably will boil up a little bit, because if you use fresh cherries like I did, they're very juicy. And the sugar helps them juice even more. Cooked cherries. You can look in there in your mug and they'll be nice and juicy. There probably is going to be a lot of juice in there, but that's what cherries do. And it's going to be really hot, so do not dig right into this. Simply get your Oreos, or whatever sort of chocolate cookie you wanted. You're going to put that on top, and I'm going to get another one because I think it could use just a bit of a thicker crust. I'm going to crush that up on top. And I would recommend, you can smell the chocolate because of the heat. I would recommend letting this sit for a couple minutes to give the cherries a chance to solid up and to get the crust a chance to, soak up a little bit of the juice. I'll wash my hands and close some stuff up because I want you to see me trying it. Because I say, if I can't try it, then why would I be showing you how to make it? You can get in there, and like I said, I would probably recommend you waiting a little bit longer than I am to try it. But since this is, ooh, that looks really good. Get yourself some, make sure you get some cherries. Okay, it is pouring steam at this point, but make sure you get a good bit of cookie crust in there, and some of the cherries. Sorry, like I said, it is really, really hot. Okay, that is just like hot cherry pie with a chocolate cookie crust. Yeah, whipped cream probably would go really good on top of this, but I forgot to buy some. And I used it all up. That is cherry pie in a mug with a chocolate cookie crust. And I will see you next week, where we'll do something with fresh raspberries. What yet? I don't know, I haven't decided, but I'll figure something out, and you can bet it'll be quick, good, and easy, and I will see you next week.